In the co-main event, Jarrett Hurd was victorious over Oscar Molina by stoppage, 10th round technical knockout.
Young man, so without further ado, if you have any questions, we'll open it up for Mr. Jarrett Hurd. And actually also, before Jarrett speaks, I just want to acknowledge somebody else that had a big one on the undercard. David Benavidez is in the room. Congratulations. Even though I didn't like that stoppage. But now, any questions for Mr. Hurd?
Take us to the third, fourth round. The first round, you dropped some, you knocked down Molina. What was going on with third and fourth round where it seems you took a bit of step off? Was it just the energy? Were you looking for a different punch? What happened in those third through 5 rounds where you're taking maybe like a bit of step off from the action, the aggression?
Well, I mean, I know I had 10 rounds, so it was no rush. It was a great uppercut that landed. I just wanted to go in there and take my time. I didn't want to go out there and get careless. You know, if I could have stopped him in the first round, I would have stopped him in the first round, but I didn't want to go out there pushing the issue. So I just went out there, took my time. I knew I had 10 rounds, and I stopped him in the 10th.
First round, got him knocked down. Do you think you could have done more? Do you think you could have stopped it earlier?
Yeah, I mean, if I picked up and went out there looking for a knockout, I probably could have, got it. But, like I said, Molina was taking a lot of shots as the fight went on, so you never know. He was tough the entire time, so I'm not sure, Maybe if I would have picked it up, I would have. But, like I said, I wasn't trying to go out there to push the issue.
Craig Tabile from the Diocese of Brooklyn. I saw you at the end. It seemed like you bowed down. Were you praying, or what were you thinking at the end of the fight?
Oh, man, I was just, you know what I'm saying? The first thing, I always give thanks to God, because without him, I wouldn't be here. I got on my knees, and I gave him all the glory. And, like I said, this is the first fight since Muhammad Ali on premiered CBS. So, I'm making history today. I'm just blessed to have this opportunity.
How much people were looking forward to the main event? How much do you think you benefited from being underneath Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter?
I think I put on an excellent performance. It was toe-to-toe action. Like I said, it wasn't fast-paced rounds. We was working the entire time. Me and Oscar Molina put on a great show for you guys, and I think that was a great opening for the Keith Thurman Sean Porter fight.
Jarrett, it seemed like, the 7th, 8th round that Molina was starting to look winded, and he'd come back in the popular with a shot. Did you ever think before the 10th round, maybe round 7, 8, 9, that you had him out of there?
Yes, I think it was the 8th round. I felt like I had him hurt, but a bell rung. Molina was leaning in to his left, and I was loading up a little bit in the earlier rounds, in the second, third round, because I knew I landed a big shot. But my corner told me to start touching him, stop loading up, and that's what I just did. I started touching him more, and the shots, they flew. They came in without me trying so hard. So I feel like in the 8th round I had him hurt, but the bell saved it. Good.
Barack from SiriusXM. What made you decide to fight in the closet so much rather than keeping them, you're taller, you're long, keeping them at the end of your jab? Is it because of success in the first round?
Well, Molina, he was, the jab was working good for me, but I could see that as the fight went on, if I would have fought at a distance, it would have kind of been at his pace, and I kind of wanted to break him down more, so I wanted to put a little pressure on him at the same time. So I didn't want to give him too much space because I wanted to wear him down a little bit.
Great job. Thanks.
Jarrett, how big was it for you just being on this stage? I mean, this is where for years, only if you were in the NFL or college basketball, you never got to be on CBS. For a guy like yourself, a young guy, find out literally within weeks, days that, hey, you're going to be fighting on the co-main event at CBS. How much has that changed your life since?
I think this opens a lot of doors for me, I felt like I came out there and put on a performance that, the viewers and everybody was happy with. I feel like coming into the fight, I was a prospect, but I feel like leaving out now, I'm a contender. So, you know, this opportunity for me, I feel like it opened a lot of doors for me, and we're gonna see what the future holds for me.
Were you expecting a stoppage so late?
Well, we was actually planning to stop him a little earlier in the the 6th or 7th round, but like I said, man, he came in tremendous shape. He was tough, man. He took a lot of shots, and he fought through it, and I was able to stop him in the 10th round.
Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you. I appreciate everything.
And, it's nice to see. It's nice to see a young fighter get that kind of opportunity and get this kind of stage, particularly not knowing till the last minute that he's going to open a fight on national TV and then deliver like he did. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I'm going to bring up just for 2 minutes. I'm going to bring up David Benavidez, who had that somewhat strange stoppage win, but a fight that I think he was ahead in, and he's a tremendous young prospect. So I'm going to bring him up with his promoter, Samson Lukowicz, just for a minute or two to answer a couple of questions.
Can you describe for us the end of this fight and what happened leading to this stoppage? Because you were in the ring, you would see it more clearly. Exactly what happened that he's in trouble that led to the end of this fight?
You know, in the last round, we're touching him up with some right hands. He looked pretty hurt. In the last right hand I caught him with, he looked hurt, and I was gonna go in to finish him, but then they stopped it a little quick.
Were you in agreement with that, Lou, or what? How did you feel about it?
I thought he was ahead. I mean, honestly, I thought the stoppage was fucking ridiculous. But I mean, to be honest, what he said to me before, I respect, because he said I wanted the opportunity. I didn't want it to end that way. I wanted the opportunity to stop him, myself, and actually stop him. I actually don't understand that stoppage. I'll never understand that stoppage. I watched it again in the back, and I have no idea what really happened. I mean, though I will tell you, I'm not gonna, I promote Ntetu, but he was winning the fight.
Yeah, I was gonna get him out of there in that round anyways.
He was winning the fight, but it was a good solid fight. But I have no argument with him being the winner. But I think that the fight should have been allowed to continue and to end. It was sort of strange because it was one of the more competitive rounds of the fight, and then it was just sort of weirdly stopped. But I have no argument. I congratulate David and Samson. I got no argument. He's a good young fighter, and I told him I think he's got tremendous power, and I think he's a very, very good young fighter.
You don't intend to appeal it?
I mean, I appeal it, yeah, but for what? I mean, he won. I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, you know what? Honestly, Ntetu gave a good account of himself, and he'll get another opportunity from having that kind of a fight with a guy the kid this good. So, I'll say something to the commission. I think that was a bad stoppage, but in a way, it deprived both fighters because the fight didn't have a normal conclusion. It had a strange ending that I don't really understand. But, this was an unbelievable night for boxing. I don't want to talk about any controversy. He won the fight. And honestly, for the sport itself, we all won tonight, Everyone won tonight. This was a great night of boxing. And for the first nationally televised fight on CBS since Muhammad Ali, to have this kind of a show, everybody should be happy. And it's not a time to talk about controversy. It's a time to celebrate.
David, you're still very young, but you're coming up in the super middleweight division. Where do you see your future at 168?
I see myself as a contender in the future at 168. I'm still young, like you said. This is my first time, or my second time going 7 rounds in a fight. I usually end them early, but we're going to go back in the gym. There's a lot of stuff we could work on, and, I see myself as a contender in the future.
What do you want to work on?
A little bit of head movement, more body shots. I think if I would have went to the body a little earlier in the fight, I would have got him out of there quick, but, there's still room for improvement.
How is making 168 for you right now?
It's easy. I don't have a problem making 168. It's really easy.
And Francy Ntetu's not here, and he is my fighter, so I do want to say this. I think he gave a good account of himself tonight, and he fought a hell of a fight. And I think, here's another thing. People that came here early and watched this whole card, this was good boxing the whole night through. And that's another thing that this was just a great night for the sport. It was, if you bought a ticket tonight and you came to the Barclays Center, then you saw a great night of boxing, and that's just good stuff. Everything was good. The women's fight was competitive and quality. This fight was quality. The fight with Molina and Hurd was quality, and then you had two of the best fighters in the world fight, in my mind, the fight of the year. And that's just great for boxing. It was a great night. And if you have any more questions for David before I let these guys go and celebrate their victory?
Question for us, Samson. I know you were very proud of you. You want to be able to see a step up, maybe a fight with Michael Seals or Rodriguez. You feel David's ready for that kind of fight? A guy who might be able to knock out David makes the big mistake.
Well, as you know me, I bring my guys step by step, and I can assure you, I guarantee to everyone that he be the youngest super middleweight champion of the world, David Red Flag Benavidez. That I can guarantee you. Like I say that with Sergio Martinez and Manny Pacquiao, this will be the same.
Would you like the chance to fight on CBS the next time?
Oh, I would love to fight on CBS. I would love to come back and fight at the Barclays Center, man. It's a tremendous experience here. I love all the people here, and it was a great atmosphere.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
I'm Kristal Hart reporting from the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you at the fights.